Hi everyone, if you know anything about the Fanatec CSL Direct Drive system, you know that they come with two power supply options. One is the 5 Newton meter option, which you can upgrade for an additional cost to 8 Newton meters. So we got them both here, and in this video I want to share with you what the difference actually feels like and whether or not, in my opinion, it's worth it to upgrade. Let's begin. So right now I'm connected via the 5 Newton meter brick, as you can see on the screen here where it says force feedback strength. It is capped at 5 Newton meters. For the tuning setup, we're going to run default. So the only thing that I've changed from the auto setup, if you notice, and I just turned the sensitivity to 900 degrees to just make sure it's the right rotation. And this is the setup we're going to use with default in-game settings of Forza as well. And we're going to turn on Forza Horizon 5 right now and hop in a car. So here we go. For both of these tests, we're going to be driving the 2021 Lamborghini Countach, and I'm going to be trying to keep everything the same except the power brick swap, right? So right now we're in the 5 Newton meter brick and we're driving this car on default settings. So when you go to advanced controls right now, this is what I have. These are the default settings. As you can see, nothing's been changed. Everything is default, and the Fanatec control panel was also at default with 900 degree rotation. So here you are. I feel a little bit of shaking, a tightish steering wheel, but not super tight. Okay, so that bend, I felt a lot of force feedback there. Okay, medium level force feedback here. I'm feeling little, like, I guess you could call them bumps, but they're not really bumps. They're like little ripples I'm feeling on the road, but mostly it's pretty smooth. I feel like I don't really need both hands to kind of drive it, and in fact it drives straight without touching the wheel also. No issues whatsoever. It goes straight, no issues. Okay, without touching the wheel, it goes fine. There's a lot of bends here, so I have to keep putting my hands on the wheel, but on a straight bend, straight stretch, hands free, everything is fine. Okay, so that crash was very mild. Like when I went off-road, that felt stronger. Let me drive off-road a little bit more. Yeah, this, I'm feeling a lot more little bumps, like little rumbles, you could say. This vibration. Not a lot of force feedback, but vibration here. I feel some force feedback. It's good. All right, so the road driving is pretty smooth. Very few bumps. Decent force feedback. I feel the strength, but it's not super strong with this car anyway. I do feel that force feedback does change from car to car and setup to setup, so that's why I'm trying to keep the car the same for this test. Braking, you feel the force feedback apply. When I hit something, nothing. I didn't feel anything when I hit that little barrel. Okay, feeling strong there, because I think, you know, with the higher the speed, the more force feedback you feel around bends anyway. You feel a release of force feedback when you shift up. It loosens up real quick. That's nice. Okay, so that was a sharper turn, so it went, I felt the feedback, and I'm feeling very little road bumps. Very little, subtle, really subtle. And I have to say, that's kind of like, you know, this is arcade, and I like arcade. I don't really care too much about everything being real life. I don't want that in a game. I want my game to be like a game. I want it to be arcade. I want it to be fun. I want it to be wild and crazy. So from that perspective, you know, what I'm about to say is a little bit different. But I have to say that in terms of just the feeling the bumps and stuff, like how subtle they are, if a road is pretty good, well maintained, that is kind of how it feels in real life. It's not, you know, you don't feel constant bumps, but the smooth patches are just too smooth with this 5 Newton meters. They're really smooth. It is sufficient force feedback. It's really good force feedback. You feel enough of it. You feel a lot of it. It allows you to compare to like a a belt and gear sort of system, yes. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna get on this little runway here. Okay, so there was a lot of shaking on the dirt road with this car. It was mostly just vibration. Okay, some vibration felt there. Okay, a bunch of vibration there. A lot of shaking of the steering wheel. And a lot of those subtle bumps. So now let's just take it off-road a little bit. Okay, it's really, really strong here. But still very comfortable and easy to handle. You feel a lot more of the constant, this fluctuation of vibration here though, as soon as you're off-road. Okay, so we've done a jump, we've done the road driving, we've done a little bit of off-roading, we got a feeling of the bends and the curves and everything like that. And it feels strong, there's always some kind of feedback coming. There's never a quiet period, but especially when you have to upshift and you have to change gears, it lets you know. And then the off-roading, everything shakes. So that's definitely right away, you know you're off the road. So that's cool. Let me try to get on the curb here. There's not a lot of feeling here. Like when I'm going in between road and dirt there wasn't a lot of feeling. So yeah, overall, really good. Awesome experience. If you try to do an e-brake, it definitely lets you feel it. And going from stationary to driving, you do need to put in a bunch of force. It straightens itself out. So there, we're skidding a little bit. And I'm letting the steering wheel go. And it's not like, there's not a lot of oscillation. There's not a lot of like shakiness and going crazy, which is nice. So there you have it. This is 5 Newton meter. I'm gonna try to do the same things with the 8 Newton meter, and I'll show you the settings once I plug it in, and then we'll take it from there. I've just plugged in the 8 Newton meter brick, or boost kit as Fanatec likes to call it. It says right there under force feedback strength that it is 8 Newton meters. Now if we go back to the tuning menu, we're going to stay in setup 1. Same settings as last time, 900-degree wheel rotation. Everything else is standard and default. Alrighty, force feedback top. Oh my gosh, that was already crazy strong. Let me start again. Alrighty, force feedback top to 8 Newton meters. Default settings on the wheel, default in-game setting, and just pulling out threw me off. Holy moly. Okay, hold on. Wow. Okay, a lot more vibration. My goodness, yes, a lot more vibration. And subtle vibrations like bumps, and also tightening of the wheel. Very tight. My goodness, so much tighter. The force feedback at the wheel turn is so much stronger. It's at least, it feels, obviously it's not twice as much mathematically because we're going from 5 to 8, but like this single-handed turn right there felt really tight. Oh my gosh, that feels really tight. Turns feel so tight. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that feels so tight. Oh man. Wow. What a difference. Huge. Oh, it really makes you think twice about speeding up. Okay, slower speed, more manageable, but definitely strong, so strong. And it's almost like it locks early, like it's just not letting you take it further. And I guess that's what, yeah, really strong force feedback around the bend. And like oversteer is just gonna be really difficult. Like you can't oversteer with it. Oh, and I think that's what it's really good because it actually makes you drive better. I think. Yeah, I think so because there's so much force feedback coming, letting you know that you're turning too much, that you're driving straighter better, and around the bends better, and you're managing your speed better as a result. Yeah, really strong, guys. Super strong. The feedback is super strong. Okay, so I'm going around these curbs. I feel bumps in this one. In the 5 Newton meter, I wasn't feeling like the curbs and stuff. Here, I'm feeling the curbs a little bit better. Oh, yeah. And the off-roading feels definitely very, very strong here. You can clearly tell, like, you don't want to be there. Okay. Wow, really keeps a straight line as a result of that force feedback. Like, I can't oversteer. And it feels like really sharp handling. And this car has decent handling. It has good handling. It's like 7.3 or something, or 7.4. But, like, this is, I think, making it better. Oh, except when you go off-road and you don't slow down. Wow. What a difference. What a big difference. It's actually really fun. It's really awesome. It's different. It is very different. Ooh. It's the rumbling and the force feedback. The vibration and the force feedback at the same time. Which is really, really impressive. Okay. Can I even turn the wheel all the way? I can, but it requires some muscle right there. Okay, I'm just doing a 360, not the skittish kind, but just, that was hard. But so let me make this sharp turn, see how that feels. Okay. I have to say, it's more, again, I don't like to compare the game to real life because I don't really care that much. I want the game to be fun, and real life is less important when you play in a game to me for driving. But it feels more real life at the turns, for sure. If you care about that, if you want your sim experience to be like very authentic, real life, I think the 8 Newton meters force feedback is getting more of that for sure. Whew. Okay. How about some e-brake? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was strong. Really strong. Okay, so this force feedback is way stronger. Turning, just like regular turns, are hard. They're not, and by hard I don't mean like in a bad way, hard in like they feel rewarding. They feel like you're doing some work. There is a lot of feeling in this wheel right now. A lot of feeling. Ooh. And mostly it's just like the strength of the force feedback, coupled with some additional vibrations. The road kind of feels the same, like this straight felt the same. I want to do hands-free driving for a second as soon as I get a longer stretch to see how this wheel holds on a straight. Or does it, do you have to keep your hands on this wheel at all times? Okay, so there's a bit of a straight here. Letting it go. Some oscillation there, but not crazy. I was speeding up, and it was getting ready for me to shift. I think that's what kind of messed that one up. But let's try this one. We don't need to shift gears. Hands are off. It's driving pretty straight. Alright, there was some back and forth, which I think, again, you expect some of that when you're driving. I felt like it was more than it should be on the straights, hands-free, but that's just my feeling. given what I know about driving. That felt a little too extra. Oh my god, that turn I made right there required a lot of strength. The force feedback is just super strong. There's no comparison whatsoever. It feels double. Even though it goes from 5 to 8, the force feedback here feels double. It's double what I was experiencing for sure. Oh my god. But I don't feel an instant. Yeah, this right here I'm feeling a vibration. Like I'm driving over that crack between the curb and the road. Oh my god, yes, that is subtle and that's super cool that you feel that. But the actual curve, like once you, there's no feeling. I think that must be just a game thing that they didn't put enough detail in it. But like that subtle change in the surface of the road, there's a crack on the road and then it goes from road to concrete to dirt. You could feel that. That is super cool. Yeah. It's super cool. You could feel like getting off the road, which is different than the 5 Newton meters. Okay, so the off-roading here is also next level.
Turn left.
You feel a lot, and as a consequence, you drive a lot more cautiously, which I think is really cool about. It's not a thing that I was expecting, that the force feedback would make me a better driver in the game, and it has. I'll make a separate video to compare the drifting between the two, so stay tuned for that. And I think this is true when it comes to drifting also. Alright. Whew, so strong. I gotta really hold it tight. Okay, here we go. I switched the jumps because this is closer. Same idea here. We're going off a straight, going on the ramp, off the ramp, into the air, and then land. We'll see how that goes. This one, however, we might land in the river, so we'll get a bit of the driving in the water experience with, oh my god, that shake as soon as I hit the ramp was crazy. Yeah, like that. It made me feel like I need to really keep my hands on the wheel. With the other, I don't feel that when I get on the ramp. With the 5 Newton meters, like I get on the ramp, no problem. There's no feeling of a banging into the ramp. With this one, it felt like, wow, there was a giant little shock and then we went up. So that was super cool. And the off-roading, a lot of shaking, a lot of vibration, basically. Ooh, and there's a lot of force feedback. Whew. Wow. Those bumps you feel, some of the bumps are like extra, I guess you could say they're like deeper in the ground. There's a bigger like pothole or something like that. They feel different. The bigger ones feel different. All right, so now I'm driving straight without having to shift up or anything like that, without revving too high, and it's pretty straight. It's good. There's not a lot of oscillation. It's going straight. All right, the higher I go, it starts to shake a little bit. Right now it's shaking, but I'm still hands-free and it's still straight. Ooh. Okay, let's see if we can do a barrel. And it's dark. So I would say overall 8 Newton meters is just ways ahead, ways better. I think overall it makes, oh my god, there was just so much shaking. It just felt like really you were doing something you're not supposed to do. Oh my god, that drop, it's like an earthquake here. It's crazy. So yeah, point proven, right? Like if this is just so much better. Those 3 extra Newton meters of force and force feedback feels like it's almost, it's double of that 5 Newton meter. So for me, just the day-to-day driving and everything else we do, the jumps and everything, they just feel so much more enriching and a much livelier experience you get with the higher force feedback. So I totally recommend this. I think this is way better. The turns and the bends I'm most surprised by, like how strong it gets around these, and it makes you keep your car straight and slow down a little bit. Wow, it's super awesome. So let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Road, dirt, oh my god, back to road. Holy moly, the change, that was not subtle. It's a crazy change. You feel it so much more. And again, just getting on the ramp is like, there's a lot of response from the wheel. Okay, so there you have it. See you in the next one.